There is a photo I want you to find, not the recent one. Go back in time to say something like 17 or 18 years old, before the desk shop, before the mortgage, before whatever happened between then and now. Pick one that you are wearing a t-shirt, or maybe at the beach, or just hanging out, and you could probably see a younger version of yourself that was lean, healthy, athletic, alive, not shag, not massive, not shredded. And for most men, two things happen at that time. The first one, the feeling the top that I want that back. And after that, I could say almost immediately, but that's not enough. And here's the reason, because something happened in the middle. The standard changed, Hollywood changed it, Instagram changed it. And you, without realizing it, stop wanting to look like the 17 version of yourself and start wanting to look like Thor. And I want to talk about something nobody talks, and it is physique inflation. Think about what used to be your goal. Something like Brad Pitt in Fight Club, or as Achilles in Troy, or even the first Captain America. Something that was aspirational, but human. And you probably thought, okay, if I want to go there and get that physique, it's gonna be hard. But it's possible. Then something shifted. The benchmark got bigger. The actors start showing up in the movies with 20 extra pounds of muscle. The fitness influencers stop looking like athletes to start looking like huge sculptures. And then your goal, that used to feel ambitious, now feels embarrassingly modest. So what happened? Most men choose one of these two paths. The first one, chase the new standard. And I mean, learn everything about fitness, start consuming as much content as possible, trying to optimize nutrition to the finest level, the perfect timing for protein, the best training split distribution. And I did this. I'm not here to judge anyone, because I used to be that guy, consuming everything as much as possible. And the sad part is that my body barely moves. And not because I wasn't training hard, but because that was too much information that makes me paralyzed. Not a clear direction, and the goal, if I'm being completely honest, requires a lifestyle change that I didn't really want. The other group just gave up, because they saw the huge gap between where they were and all the stuff that they need to do to get to that point. So they do the math. And probably that's the reason, because most of those end up with double chin, belly, low energy. It wasn't lack of discipline. It was that the goal spot was so far away that even move seems like pointless. At the end, both groups end up in the same place, stuck, frustrated, and I will say a bit demotivated every time they need to take their shirt off. Here's what I think is actually going on, and took me a long time to see it clearly. Most men are stuck between two goals that both can be true at the same time. Goal 1, go back to the look of your 17 version of yourself. And I mean, that's valid, it's realistic, but it's way too small. You are no longer that kid, and you could do way better. Goal 2, look like the big guys on the screen, like Thor, Alan Richardson, The Rock. But here's what nobody says about that the gap between you and them is huge. Something like 45 pounds more of muscle mass and a lower body fat percentage. And to achieve that, you can do that by just working hard. You need to change your entire life, and also probably your chemistry too. So most men end up oscillating between two goals. One that is too small, and the other one that is basically unreachable. And they end up feeling bad about themselves. But it is not a motivation problem. It is a targeting problem. You don't need more discipline, you need a better goal. Here's what I want you to offer instead. Achilles, Green Arrow, the first Captain America, lean, strong, wide shoulders, open chest, strong arms, definition without looking cartoonish. The kind of physique that will make you look fantastic on a suit, exceptional at the beach, and that will make you handle difficult situations in life. That's the target, and here's why I choose it especially. Because it is 100% achievable. without drugs, without training twice a day, without making every meal into a spreadsheet. And I know this because after years, and I mean years, of overcomplicating the stuff, I went back to the basics. Now I train around 3 to 5 times per week. Every training sessions took me around an hour, including warm-up. I'm not following any magical tip about nutrition, and I just went to the basics, to the stuff that really work and have worked since even Instagram exists. Apply it consistently to a goal that it's worth chasing. In a matter of a few months, I went from this to this in less than a year, and now I am the closest to the Achilles benchmark that I ever been in my entire life. But the physique change here is not the most important part. What matters the most is the energy. I have way more energy, how I move, and how I feel. I feel way more confident when I enter in a room without even saying a word. Because the physique is almost secondary to any other changes that it gives you to every other area in your life. And that is what this channel is about. Let me be clear about what you are going to get here and what you're not. You are not going to get here the secret technique to increase your biceps by half an inch. Neither a weekly reminder that you need to suffer more, eat less, or train harder. No, this channel is not about that. You're going to get simple, direct, and honest advice about the stuff that always work and will always work. Because here's the thing with fitness creators and fitness content in general. They need complexity to sell. Because simple doesn't sell. A video in which someone talked about that you need to train hard and eat more protein will have a few views. But a video in which someone talked about that weird periodization to make a 10x on your progress, or that superfood to make you lose fat, will have probably 1 million views. So the idea here is for them to sell complexity, because complexity makes you dependent. I'm not interested in that. I am interested in you to get the results, feel and keep them without wrecking your entire life to get them. Because here is my belief about fitness. Fitness is the best thing that could ever happen to a man. And it's not because of physical change, though that matters. It's because it changed everything. Your energy, focus, relationships, your ability to stand up in life. And when fitness is working right, it amplifies your life. If fitness has been subtracting from your life joy, time, relationships, it's that the problem is not you. The problem is the version of fitness that you have been sold. This is a different version. So here's what I'm building here. A channel for the men who's tired of the noise, who's tired of the program hopping, that program way of the physique that they really want. For the men who wants to enjoy time with their family, grow their business, be a present partner, without changing your entire life and still look and feel exceptional. The goal isn't to build the bodybuilder look, it's to build the best version of yourself. One that surpasses the energy and the look of your 17 years old version without changing your entire life to get them. Ambitious but realistic. Challenging but sustainable. So hear me out, the physique is just the entry point. It changed everything. How you feel, how you move, how you think, how you enter into a room. The standards you start quietly holding into, that's the real story. That's what we are going to get into. Life goes fast, you already know that. The idea here is not to squeeze every possible muscle fiber out of your genetics. The idea is to feel like yourself again at your very best for as long as possible. That's what we are doing here. I hope you stick around.